What if the dead ApeCoin is secretly gearing up for an epic comeback? ApeCoin, yes, the token born from bored Ape Yacht Club mania, has crashed nearly 98% from its all-time high of $27.80. Many have written it off as just another busted hype coin. But hold on. Behind the scenes, a bold new blockchain called ApeChain is emerging, and the Otherside Metaverse is looming on the horizon. In this video, we'll uncover huge developments that could ignite ApeCoin's revival, from shocking price moves to insider updates. Stay tuned, because by the end, you'll know if Ape is a risky fad or the next big crypto comeback, and there's one hidden catalyst you won't want to miss. Let's dive in. ApeCoin's price chart has been a roller coaster. After launching in early 2022 and briefly soaring during the NFT frenzy, Ape entered a long, painful downtrend. By August 2024, it hit a new all-time low around 48 cents, an astonishing fall of roughly 98% from its peak, effectively erasing almost all early gains. The sentiment was bleak, with ApeCoin seemingly left for dead. But then came a spark. ApeChain's debut in October 2024 lit a fire under Ape's price. In just 2 days, Ape doubled from about 85 cents to a high of $1.73, its biggest rally in months. Technical analysts noted that Ape finally broke above a stubborn descending trend line and blew past a key resistance around 87 cents. For a moment, bulls were back in control, and ApeCoin traded at its highest levels since April that year. However, the excitement was short-lived. After peaking at $1.73, ApeCoin couldn't sustain the breakout. The chart painted a long upper wick at that level, a sign of sellers flooding in. Sure enough, the price pulled back from that euphoric spike. Fast forward to recent days, and ApeCoin has slid back to the 50 cents range, hovering just above its historic low. Technically, this 45 cents to 50 cents zone is now a critical support floor, where buyers seem to be stepping in to prevent new lows. Bulls are hoping this is a double bottom, forming a springboard for a trend reversal, while bears point out that Ape remains in a broader downtrend until it can reclaim higher levels like $1 plus. On screen, a chart appears showing ApeCoin's fall and the October spike. Despite the gloom, there's a silver lining in the chart. Diminishing sell volume and flattening price action could indicate seller exhaustion. ApeCoin is building a base here. If momentum returns, perhaps from a major catalyst we're about to discuss, Ape could retest $1 or higher. On the flip side, losing the 48-cent support would be a bearish signal, potentially opening the door to new lows. In short, the technical story so far is one of a beaten-down coin trying to stage a comeback, needing a strong catalyst to truly reverse its fortune. And as luck would have it, the ApeCoin ecosystem has been busy cooking up catalysts. By the way, if you're finding this breakdown helpful so far, smash that like button and let the YouTube algorithm know. It really keeps us motivated to dig deeper into crypto for you. The real excitement around ApeCoin lately isn't just speculative, it's fundamental. Let's talk about what the ApeCoin team and community have been building while the price was sinking. The headline is ApeChain, a brand new blockchain for the ApeCoin ecosystem. This isn't just a rumor. ApeChain's mainnet went live in late 2024 during ApeFest in Lisbon, marking a huge leap for ApeCoin's utility. So what is ApeChain? It's a bespoke blockchain network on our Arbitrum technology designed to expand what you can do with ApeCoin. Instead of ApeCoin being just an ERC20 token sitting on Ethereum, ApeChain makes Ape the gas token for its own ecosystem. That means anytime someone uses an app or makes a transaction on ApeChain, they spend a bit of Ape for fees, creating organic demand. And get this, ApeChain introduced a burn mechanism, so a portion of those fees might be burned, reducing supply over time. This could be a game changer if activity on the chain grows, as it makes Ape more scarce and useful rather than just a governance token. Moreover, ApeChain brings staking rewards directly into its core. ApeCoin holders already had a staking program on Ethereum launched in late 2022, allowing holders to lock up Ape to earn yield. But ApeChain took it a step further with an automatic yield feature that's built in. When users bridge their Ape or even Ethereum or stablecoins into ApeChain, those assets start earning yield automatically via staking, compounding the rewards over time. In plain English, ApeChain turned on an easy mode for passive income. Hold Ape on the new chain and watch your stack slowly grow. This was cited as a key catalyst for the October price rally, since suddenly owning Ape became more attractive with effortless staking rewards. As analyst Marcus Thielen noted, ApeCoin's automatic yield mode allows users to passively earn returns, reinvesting rewards automatically to maximize yield. In a bear market, offering real yield is a powerful lure. And there's more. ApeChain isn't launching in a vacuum. It came with some killer apps out of the gate. One highlight is Ape Express, a one-click token creation platform on ApeChain. It sounds niche, but it tapped directly into 2024's memecoin craze. In the first 24 hours, Ape Express reportedly saw over 137,000 unique visitors and 2,600 new tokens created, generating over $50 million in trading volume. Why does that matter? Because all those memecoins and transactions required ApeCoin as gas. In fact, the ApeCoin team cheekily noted that meme coins were the best-performing crypto sector of 2024. So by enabling easy meme token launches, ApeChain positioned Ape to ride that wave. Imagine thousands of degenerate traders minting Pepe at 2.0 or Shiba whatever on ApeChain. Each time, they buy a little ape for fees. This drove a burst of network activity and showed a glimpse of ApeChain's potential demand. It's a clever way to bootstrap usage by leveraging crypto's own culture. Beyond the meme frenzy, ApeChain is also focusing on gaming and decentralized apps. Yuga Labs, the powerhouse behind Bored Ape Yacht Club, has promised that ApeCoin will be the primary token in all its projects. This includes the Otherside Metaverse, which we'll dive into soon, as well as any future games or experiences Yuga creates. The ApeCoin DAO, the community governance body, has even funded an ApeCoin launchpad, Ape Accelerator, to incubate new projects in the ecosystem. So there's a concerted effort to build an actual economy around ApeCoin, not just rely on hype. Let's not forget partnerships and real-world adoption, too. Even during the downturn, ApeCoin scored some flashy partnerships with mainstream brands. For example, the luxury fashion house Gucci began accepting ApeCoin as payment in select boutiques, a surprising crossover of meme culture and high fashion. Tag Heuer, the watchmaker, did the same, letting customers buy luxury watches with. These are more symbolic than volume driving, but it underscores ApeCoin's clout as more than just another altcoin. Few tokens can boast being accepted in retail by name. It's a testament to the Bored Ape Yacht Club brand power and a hint that if ApeCoin's utility grows, more such integrations could follow. On the infrastructure side, ApeCoin's integration with other crypto tech is improving too. Layer 0's cross-chain protocol launched on ApeChain's mainnet, enabling assets to move between ApeChain and other blockchains easily. This kind of interoperability is crucial. It means ApeChain won't be an isolated island. Users could say, move Ape from Ethereum to ApeChain and back seamlessly, or use Ape across different networks thanks to Layer 0's omni-chain technology. In essence, the Ape ecosystem is plugging into the broader crypto world, which can only help adoption. And for those concerned about security, Yuga Labs chose to build ApeChain on Arbitrum's technology and Ethereum Layer 2, which is a proven scaling solution. This likely made development faster and leverages Arbitrum's security and developer community. It's labeled a Layer 3 by the team. Think of it as a specialized network on top of a Layer 2, tailored for the Ape universe. The takeaway for investors is that ApeCoin is no longer just a speculative token. It's becoming the fuel of a growing ecosystem of games, dApps, and virtual worlds. If all these developments have you intrigued about ApeCoin's future, drop a comment below with your thoughts. Do you think ApeChain and these partnerships can truly turn the tide for Ape? I'm super curious to hear your perspective, and I'll respond, all of you. Let's get a discussion going. Despite the robust development, market sentiment on ApeCoin is split. On one hand, you have the die-hard believers, the apes, who are still diamond-handing their tokens, confident that patience will pay off. On the other, there are skeptics who see ApeCoin's collapse as a cautionary tale of hype over substance. Let's explore both sides. Bullish perspective. Many ApeCoin holders argue that the project launched right at the end of the last crypto bull run. Talk about bad timing. One community member pointed out that Ape was launched at the end of a great bull market. It didn't have time to do much. When the money comes flooding into crypto, again, Ape should do fine. This view basically says, ApeCoin never got its fair shot in a bull cycle. The next time a crypto bull market arrives, all of Yuga's work, ApeChain, Otherside, etc., will be ready and could propel Ape to new heights. In fact, some ultra-bullish holders are throwing out wild predictions. We've seen community posts speculating ApeCoin could go to $100 in the next run, reasoning that celebrities and wealthy NFT collectors who hold huge bags of ape will hype it up again. Now, $100 is an extreme figure. That would be nearly 200x from today, but it shows the level of optimism in certain circles. More measured analysts still see significant upside. For instance, one forecast expects Ape to hit $10 to $17 by 2025 if the Metaverse and gaming narrative plays out. These bulls point to Yuga Labs' track record of creating cultural phenomena. Bored ApeChain Club itself, for example, they believe ApeCoin could be the cornerstone of the biggest Web3 metaverse, which would make today's prices look like a bargain. On the flip side, critics and cautious investors emphasize that ApeCoin had a lot to prove before it can reclaim any former glory. The refrain goes, well, the future plans didn't happen. Otherside is still largely unreleased, and the last Ape Fest was a flop. Indeed, skeptics note that Yuga Labs promised a fully functional metaverse by end of 2023, and here we are in 2025 still waiting. The slow delivery has eroded trust for some. Market-wise, the NFT bubble that made Bored ApeChain Club famous has deflated massively, and enthusiasm for NFT-linked tokens like Ape is far cooler now. Some analysts looking at the data remain bearish in their predictions. One source projects Ape might only reach about $1.50 at peak in 2025, essentially not much higher than it is now. They cite the heavy token supply, unlocking, more on that soon, and competition from other metaverse coins as limiting factors. There's also a concern about demand. Even with ApeChain live, will there be sustained user activity? The October pump showed a flash of interest, but daily activity needs to grow consistently to justify a higher valuation. We have a mix of commentary from industry watchers. For example, the financial media noted that ApeCoin's 2024 rally was fueled by the new staking features, but also warned that such price pops can be temporary if not followed by actual user growth. Some crypto analysts remain cautiously optimistic, saying ApeCoin's fate is tied to Yuga Labs' execution. A bet on Ape is essentially a bet that Yuga's metaverse will succeed where others failed. Meanwhile, traditional crypto traders often lump Ape with other hype coins and advise caution. Even if you believe in the vision, timing matters. It might be wise to wait for a confirmed uptrend, for instance, Ape breaking above $2 or $3 with strong volume, before declaring the bear phase over. Until then, sentiment is likely to swing with each news update. To gauge the vibe, scroll through an ApeCoin forum or Reddit today, and you'll see a true split. Some posts full of despair is a game over for Ape, and others brimming with hope. I'm sure Ape is still alive and waiting to surprise us. This polarization means volatility. Any good news could spark a big rally, short scrambling to cover, while setbacks or delays could trigger another sell-off as weary holders give up. For a long-term investor, it's a reminder that sentiment can swing wildly, so keeping an eye on both hype and hard data is key. If you've made it this far, you clearly care about cutting-edge crypto projects, so join our community by subscribing to the channel. We share deep dives like this daily, and you won't want to miss our next update, especially if ApeCoin starts making moves. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications for more crypto alpha delivered straight to you. Now, let's dig into those rumors and upcoming events that could make things very interesting for ApeCoin. Here's where things get exciting. The coming months hold several key events and a few rumors that could drastically influence ApeCoin's trajectory. Let's break them down. Otherside Metaverse launch. This is the big one. Otherside is Yuga Labs' highly anticipated metaverse gaming world, where ApeCoin is meant to be the native currency. The hype around Otherside has been brewing since 2022, when virtual land NFTs, other deeds, sold out in minutes, famously clogging Ethereum. So where is it? Yuga's CEO, known as Garga, revealed earlier that the first persistent world of Otherside was planned to go live by June 2024. He boldly claimed it would blow every other crypto metaverse out of the water. Now, if that timeline slipped a bit, game development is hard. We might be looking at 2025 for a broader launch. Rumor has it that Otherside could see an open beta or public release soon, possibly with a showcase at the next big crypto conference or an exclusive demo for Bored ApeChain Club holders. In late 2024, they even hosted ApeFest inside the Otherside virtually for a select audience, hinting that the world is indeed coming online. Whenever the full Otherside goes live, it could be a make-or-break moment for ApeCoin. A successful launch with thousands of players interacting, transacting with Ape, buying virtual goods. that would create real utility and demand for the token, finally fulfilling its purpose as a metaverse currency. Conversely, if Otherside launches and fails to attract a crowd or is underwhelming, it could deal a blow to ApeCoin's narrative. All eyes are on Yuga Labs to deliver a metaverse experience that justifies the Bored Ape Yacht Club hype. Keep an eye on official announcements. Even a teaser or trailer can send Ape's price swinging. Now, token unlocks and vesting schedule. A less glamorous but crucial factor is ApeCoin's vesting schedule. ApeCoin has a fixed supply of 1 billion tokens, but not all were in circulation at launch. A large chunk was locked for insiders, the Treasury, Yuga Labs, and even a charity, the Jane Goodall Foundation. These tokens unlock gradually over time, and each unlock can introduce selling pressure. For example, in September 2024, about 1.48% of the total supply unlocked in one go, adding over 15 million APE to the circulating supply. Yuga Labs themselves receive periodic unlocks. Over 4 million APE was released to Yuga in that event. The ApeCoin DAO Treasury also unlocks allocations on a schedule. Upcoming in 2025 and 2026, more tranches will keep vesting. Why does this matter? Imagine millions of new tokens becoming available. If those holders, be it the team, investors, or even the foundation, decide to sell, it's like a slow drip of new supply hitting the market. This can weigh on the price if not met with equal demand. Savvy traders often track these unlock dates closely. It's a bit of a hidden headwind. On the flip side, once all major unlocks are done, ApeCoin's final vesting ends around 2026, that cloud lifts and the project becomes fully diluted with no more scheduled inflations. In short, upcoming token unlocks are a double-edged sword. They remind everyone of potential dilution, but each unlock moves us closer to a future where ApeCoin supply is fixed and fully circulating. For now, keep this in mind around key dates. If you see a sudden dip without other news, an unlock could be the culprit. And what about ApeFest and community events? The Bored Ape community is known for its real-world meetups and festivals. ApeFest, an annual gathering of Bored Ape Yacht Club and ApeCoin enthusiasts, is a catalyst in its own right. Past ApeFests, New York, Hong Kong, and recently in the Otherside virtual realm, have featured big-name music performances and product announcements. If an ApeFest 2025 is announced, especially if it ties in with a major reveal like Otherside's launch or a new game, expect a surge in social media buzz. These events stoke community fervor and often bring exclusive drops or news. There's also chatter about new initiatives like an ApeCoin arcade or gaming tournaments that could pop up to drive engagement. The ApeChain team mentioned a trading simulation game with daily prizes. While these might sound like small potatoes, they cumulatively help keep ApeCoin's community engaged and growing, which is vital for long-term success. A bored community is a dead project. So far, ApeCoin's community is battle-worn but hanging in there, thanks in part to these cultural events that remind everyone why they aped in initially. And there's rumored partnerships and catalysts. Aside from the confirmed developments, the rumor mill is always churning. There have been unconfirmed whispers of ApeCoin possibly being integrated into upcoming Yuga NFT games, like Legends of the Mara, a companion game to Otherside, or even used in collaborations with other NFT collections. Imagine a crossover where ApeCoin is used in a game for CryptoPunks or MeBits, which Yuga also owns. Another rumor suggests a potential VR/AR experience in Otherside that could attract the tech crowd. We also saw ApeCoin added to certain crypto index funds like Coinbase Index, which could quietly increase institutional exposure. Any surprise announcement, say a big brand deciding to build on ApeChain or ApeCoin being adopted in a popular Web3 app, could act as a catalyst. Granted, rumors don't always pan out, so take them with skepticism. But in crypto, anticipation alone can move markets. It's often a buy the rumor, sell the news situation. Right now, the biggest rumor to watch is simply whether Yuga can deliver Otherside on time and as promised. That singular event carries a lot of weight for ApeCoin's future. In summary, the next year for ApeCoin will be defined by execution of its vision, delivering the Metaverse, growing ApeChain's user base, and navigating token unlocks. Each upcoming milestone is like a chapter in a comeback story. Hit those marks, and ApeCoin's narrative could flip bullish in a big way. Miss them, and the community's patience might run out. It's high stakes, and that's part of what makes ApeCoin so fascinating to watch. ApeCoin's journey isn't happening in isolation. To really gauge its prospects, it helps to compare with some similar crypto projects that have tried to blend tokens with ecosystems or metaverse ambitions. Let's look at a few and see what lessons ApeCoin can learn. First, Shiba Inu and Sherbarium, meme coin to ecosystem. Shiba Inu started purely as a meme coin, but it later attempted to create an ecosystem, much like ApeCoin transitioning from an NFT meme token to a full platform. In 2023, the Shiba community launched Sherbarium, an Ethereum Layer 2 network, to give SHIB and its sibling tokens more utility. Sound familiar? Initially, there was huge buzz, SHIB's price pumped leading up to Sherbarium's debut. But reality set in quickly. Sherbarium's launch faced technical hiccups, and after the hype, activity dropped sharply. Daily transactions plummeted by over 98% from its peak. With usage fading, SHIB's price nosedived. The lesson for ApeCoin? Building a network is one thing. Sustaining engagement is another. Shiba's team is still pushing updates, and Sherbarium is slowly growing again. But the initial boom-bust showed that a new chain needs continuous killer apps and community activity, or excitement fizzles. ApeChain will need to avoid Sherbarium's early pitfalls by ensuring consistent demand, perhaps via Otherside and Yuga's content, rather than a one-time splash. Now, Axie Infinity and Ronin play to earn boom and bust. Axie Infinity was the poster child of play-to-earn gaming. They even built Ronin, a custom sidechain, to handle their game's explosive growth in 2021. For a while, it worked brilliantly. Axie's user base and revenue soared, and its token AXS hit an all-time high around $165. But when the play-to-earn model became unsustainable and a major $600 million hack hit Ronin, the user count crashed. Today, AXS trades around 97% below its peak, just a few dollars. Ouch! The Axie story is a cautionary tale. Even a huge hype cycle and a dedicated chain couldn't save AXS from collapse once the fad ended and players left. For ApeCoin, the takeaway is to focus on long-term fun and value in the ecosystem, not just speculative yields. Otherside needs to be genuinely engaging so people stick around, and ApeCoin's economy has to be balanced to avoid hyperinflation of in-game rewards, which hurt Axie. On the bright side, Yuga Labs likely took notes from Axie's rise and fall. For example, they've hinted at avoiding a pure play-to-earn and instead making Otherside play and collect with entertainment at the core. We'll see if that approach yields a more sustainable outcome for ApeCoin than Axie's trajectory. And what about metaverse tokens like Sandbox and Decentraland? A closer parallel to ApeCoin's ambitions are the established metaverse platforms the Sandbox and Decentraland. Their tokens, Sand and Mana, were red hot during the late 2021 metaverse hype. Facebook rebranding to Meta sparked a speculative frenzy. Sand hit around $8 plus and Mana around $5 plus at their peaks. Like ApeCoin, these tokens promised governance and utility within a virtual world. Fast forward to now. Both are down roughly 95% from their all-time highs. The initial hype faded as user adoption of the metaverses has been slower than expected. Decentraland, for instance, reportedly only has a few thousand active users in a given week. However, importantly, both Sandbox and Decentraland are still actively developing. They have functioning worlds, land sale models, and a core community of creators and users. The low token prices reflect the gap between vision and current reality, but these projects haven't died. They're basically waiting for the next wave of interest, be it through VR tech advancements or a cultural moment that draws people back to virtual worlds. ApeCoin is in a similar boat. It's a bet on a metaverse, Otherside, that hasn't fully launched yet. The downturn of Sand and Mana shows that patience in this sector can be very long and prices can languish until real user growth appears. However, if and when a metaverse platform finally hits critical mass, say, one of these worlds suddenly gains millions of users or a hit app, the rebound can be huge. ApeCoin's advantage is the board, Ape brand, and Yuga Labs resources, which arguably give it a leg up in attracting mainstream attention when Otherside is ready. The question is, will ApeCoin learn from these examples and deliver an experience that truly hooks people? If yes, it could differentiate itself and not just be another metaverse token that spikes and crashes. In comparing these projects, one pattern emerges. Hype can only carry a token so far. Whether it's a meme coin branching into utility, a game token riding a fad, or a metaverse coin selling a dream, all saw massive run-ups and massive drawdowns. The survivors and eventual thrivers will be those that deliver real, lasting engagement and continually adapt. ApeCoin has survived the initial implosion phase and is now in building mode, much like these others. To truly stand out, ApeCoin's ecosystem needs to hit that sweet spot of strong tech plus vibrant community plus real utility. The good news is ApeCoin isn't starting from scratch. It's backed by one of the most influential NFT communities and a company that has delivered cultural hits before. The cautious news. History shows us that translating hype into sustained success is hard. ApeCoin's story will rhyme with one of these case studies. The hope is that it charts a more positive path. So, where do we land on ApeCoin? It's a tale of high risks and potentially high rewards. On the strength side, ApeCoin has a passionate community and the backing of Yuga Labs' ever-expanding Yugaverse. It's not often a crypto token finds itself at the center of a top-tier NFT empire, complete with its own blockchain, upcoming Metaverse, and real-world brand partnerships. ApeCoin is evolving from a simple governance token into the fuel of a creative Web3 ecosystem. If Otherside delivers on its promise and ApeChain continues to onboard new users, Ape could become one of the few tokens that actually earns its multi-billion-dollar valuation back. We've seen glimmers of that potential in the staking rewards, the NFT integrations, and the buzz of community events. There's a reason some experts and holders, including me, remain bullish that ApeCoin can rise again. It's the classic crypto comeback narrative, a 90% plus crash followed by a phoenix-like revival if the utility and demand materialize. But we can't ignore the risks. ApeCoin faces fierce headwinds. A flood of token unlocks still to come, competition from other gaming/metaverse projects, and the simple fact that NFT hype isn't what it used to be. Execution risk is huge. Yuga Labs must prove they can pivot from selling pricey NFTs to building engaging virtual worlds and apps. The crypto market's memory is short. If ApeCoin doesn't deliver something tangible by the next bull run, people may move on to the next shiny thing. Also, in a world where Bitcoin and Ethereum are seen as relatively safer bets, ApeCoin sits firmly in the speculative bucket. It will likely have wild price swings, and not everyone has the stomach for that. Investors should approach with caution. Never invest more than you're ready to lose in a story that's still unfolding. Ultimately, ApeCoin's fate will come down to community and builders versus gravity. Can the developers, backed by the ApeCoin DAO treasury and Yuga's talent, create an ecosystem so compelling that it pulls Ape's value out of the pit? Or will gravity, in the form of selling pressure, waning interest, and broader market trends, keep dragging it down? As we've discussed, there are reasons for hope and reasons for doubt, making ApeCoin one of the more intriguing rebuild stories in crypto right now. One thing's for sure, it's not game over yet. ApeCoin has the ingredients of a turnaround, it just needs to mix them right. The coming year or two will be pivotal. So, are you willing to swing with the apes for a chance at big gains, or would you rather watch from a distance to see if this gorilla learns to fly? Only time will tell, but it's a story we'll be following closely. Thanks for watching this deep dive. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more no BS crypto analysis. I'd love to hear your take on ApeCoin. Do you think it's destined for a comeback or headed nowhere? Let me know in the comments. Let's get a discussion rolling because the best insights often come from you, the community. And if you're hungry for more, check out our previous video. Link is on the screen. Remember, in crypto the landscape can change overnight, so stay curious and stay cautious. See you tomorrow.